Okay, this is US and China, turn 3. The Americans have $52 to spend. They have to spend $5 advancing their tech. They have $34 with which they're going to buy a new destroyer, a new carrier, and a fighter to put on that carrier. They're also going to be spending $13 on a transport for 7 and 2 infantry for 6. The Chinese have $14 to spend. They're going to spend 9 on 3 infantry, 4 on a cavalry, and they're going to save $1 for next turn. The Americans, of course, have no combat movement, but the Chinese are declaring 2 attacks. They will be attacking Shenxi with 3 infantry, nothing else. They will be attacking Yunnan with 2 cavalry and the Flying Tigers. So we'll set up those rolls and see how they go. Alright, this battle for Yunnan, an attempt to reopen the Burma Road. 2 Chinese cavalry and the American Volunteer Fighter Division versus 2 Japanese infantry. No hits. Great start. 1 hit. Okay. No hits. No hits. 2 hits. Good. Finally. No hits. Okay, so that was touch and go for the first couple of rolls, but the Chinese managed to take the territory, and they only lose a single artillery or a single cavalry doing it. Okay, in the battle for Shenxi, 3 Chinese infantry at 1 versus Japanese infantry at 2. I hate these battles. The 1s never hit. Okay, fortunately the 2's don't hit very often either, so no hits. Miss. Miss, Jesus. Miss. I'm lucky the Japanese are as bad at rolling as we are. 4 consecutive misses. For each side, actually. Miss. Jesus, do these even have dots on it? Miss. There we go. Finally got a hit. Okay. And miss. Okay, so the Chinese took the territory with 0 casualties. On combat, the Americans are going to move their fighter plane into Sea Zone 101 and land it on the carrier that's about to be built there. All the Chinese are going to do is land the American Volunteer Fighter back in Xikang. No surprise there, I don't think. And then the Americans do have a couple of moves in the Pacific. They are going to be moving the fighter from Guam to land on the carrier that is coming over from Sea Zone 10. The carrier and the 2 subs from Sea Zone 10 are going to move to Sea Zone whatever that is around, I think it's 32, or what is it, 20? No, 26, around Hawaii. And one of the fighters on Hawaii is going to move and land on the carrier as well. The only other movement is 1 of the 3 mechanized infantry from the western United States is going to drive to the eastern United States. So once the board gets tidied up, I'll be back with placements and income. Okay, we're in the placement phase. So the Americans are going to build a new carrier with a fighter already built on it, and the fighter that landed in Sea Zone 101 is also going to be on the carrier. In addition, they're going to build their new destroyer there, and that should provide enough defense for the Germans. I don't think the Germans really have enough to come over and challenge that stack yet. He might try, but we'll see what happens there. The Chinese, pretty simply, are going to add their 3 men to this increasingly large stack of infantry in Sikang. Plus, they're going to build their new cavalry in Sikang. In the western United States, the Americans are going to build 2 infantry and their new transport ship. Okay, in terms of income, the Chinese gain 2 IPCs for liberating Shanxi and Yunnan. So if we go to the income tracker here, China goes up from 3 to 5, and Japan goes down from 40 to 38. Which means for China that they're going to collect a base income of 5 IPCs. They saved 1 from last turn, and they will get their national objective bonus of reopening the Burma Road for another 6. So they are going to put $12 into their treasury for next turn. Okay, so enough to buy 4 infantry. The Americans are going to collect a staggeringly large amount of money this turn because it is the end of the turn 3, and at the beginning of the collect income phase of turn 3, the Americans can declare war on any of the Axis powers that they choose, and they will be electing to do so. They are going to declare war on all of the Axis powers. So a state of war now exists between the United States and Japan, Germany, and Italy. Now what that means, of course, is that now we are in a state of war, we can start collecting our bonuses. So the Americans get a base income of $52, and they do collect basically a whole ton of national objectives. The ones that they're eligible for, they get $5 per territory if they build at least 2 units in the eastern and the western United States, and they did so. In fact, they built 3 units on each side, so they're going to get an extra 10 IPCs for that. They're going to get 5 IPCs for controlling Alaska, the Aleutians, Hawaii, the Johnston, and the Line Islands. They're going to get 5 IPCs for controlling Mexico, Southeast Mexico, Central America, and the West Indies. And they're going to get 5 IPCs because they still control the Philippines. So that's 52, 62, 72. They're going to collect $77 to spend at the beginning of turn 4. And they're in the war now, so watch out. All right, UK 4 is up next.